The sun is out, so the sun is shining and you will be out and about and you will have started to notice that your skin is changing in response to that UVA and UVB. On that note, this week we're going to be answering frequently asked questions about sunscreen and really focusing on the things like differences between a chemical sunscreen and a mineral sunscreen and all the other questions that go around it. Hello and welcome to another edition of the newsletter with me, Dr. Sunny. This is Vysana Life and I am here to share with you hints and tips about skincare, mindfulness, menopause and medicine. So we delve into these three things every week in one aspect or another. I think this week we're going to delve more into skin related issues, and especially because the sun is out. So the sun is shining and you will be out and about and you will have started to notice that your skin is changing in response to that UVA and UVB. So not necessarily that we can sort of label sunshine and sunlight as bad. It does have its positive qualities, uplift in mood, increase in vitamin D, it's fun, it allows you to spend more time outside in nature, but I think it is always important to remember to protect the skin. So on that note, this week we're going to be answering frequently asked questions about sunscreen and really focusing on the things like differences between a chemical sunscreen and a mineral sunscreen and all the other questions that go around it. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do to our YouTube channel, it's Vysana Life, and give us a follow and a like and drop us a comment as well. I always appreciate feedback. So thanks for tuning in and stay tuned for more information about sunscreens. So hi everyone, as promised, today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for all of us, especially as summer rolls in and we're spending more time outdoors with our families and also just by ourselves, taking that long walk to get away from everything. So let's talk about sunscreen, specifically the difference between mineral and chemical sunscreens. But don't worry, this is not going to be a boring science lecture. We're going to make this fun and easy to understand. So picture this, you're out in the sun with friends, if you've got kids, you're having a great time, and you want to keep your skin protected, you can feel the sun on there. So you need sunscreen, but which type? So let's break it down. So mineral sunscreens. So think of mineral sunscreens as tiny mirrors sitting on your skin. Now these little mirrors reflect the sun's harmful rays away, and the key ingredients here are usually zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. These are great for people with sensitive skin, especially if you suffer with rosacea, because it sits on top of the skin and acts as a physical barrier. So that's the important thing about mineral sunscreens. So chemical sunscreens, on the other hand, are like sponges. What they do is they absorb the sun's rays and then transform them into heat, which is then released from the skin. And these sunscreens contain ingredients like avobenzone, octinoxonate and oxybenzone. So one person that I was asking about, they sort of described the mineral sunscreens as chemical sunscreens as a fast food, kind of fast, easy type. So anyway, both types have their pros and cons, and the best sunscreen is the one that you use consistently. So one of the things I'd like to talk about is let's talk about some sun safety tips. Prevention is always better than cure, and these are super easy to remember and follow. So always seek shade when the sun's rays are strongest, definitely between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So if your shadow is shorter than you, it's time to find shade. So sun protective clothing, readily available. So wear lightweight clothing that can be easily taken off and put back on again. Long sleeve shirts, trousers, wide brimmed hat, and definitely sunglasses with UV protection. Look for clothing with an ultraviolet protection factor, so UPF number on the label for that extra protection. I would say definitely avoid tanning beds. They might seem like a quick way to get a tan, but tanning beds are just as harmful as direct sun exposure. So if you want a tan, consider self-tanning products, but always pair them with a sunscreen as well. Just because you've got a fake tan on doesn't mean that you are protected. Take extra caution with water and especially sand. These surfaces reflect the sun's rays, so that can increase your chance of sunburn. So who needs sunscreen? The short answer is everyone. Everyone needs sunscreen. Sunscreen helps prevent skin cancer by protecting you from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, so UVA rays, so that's UVA and UVB. It also prevents premature skin aging, like wrinkles and age spots. So definitely all that hard work that we've done in clinic, we definitely don't want to negate that by not wearing sunscreen. So when you're choosing a sunscreen, choose one that is broad spectrum. It protects against UVA and UVB rays, has an SPF of 30 or higher higher, and if it is water resistant, that's great. That's not always practical, but definitely SPF 30 and higher. And I'd always advocate going for a little bit higher. So how much should you use? If you're using it on the face and the neck, I would definitely use the fingertip method, fingertip unit. So a little fingertip unit there. I would use 3 blobs on each one and then spread that around. And always apply sunscreen at least 15 minutes before going outside, and then it should be reapplied every 2 hours. Now, if you, especially after swimming or if you've been active. So a quick tip, definitely for those of us with families, is UV sprays. Sunscreen sprays can be super convenient for kids and adults as well. So make sure to spray it until the skin glistens and then rub it for an even coverage. It's really easy to apply, especially if you've got makeup on. You can definitely just give yourself a quick fix with sunscreen by directly spraying on the areas that are affected or going to be affected. You could do it on your hands first and then apply it to the face. So now let's talk about SPF. So a sunscreen with SPF 30 generally blocks about 97% of the sun's UVB rays, and higher SPFs block slightly more, but no sunscreen can be 100% effective, which is why we always talk about reapplying. Now, it doesn't mean that if you've applied sunscreen, you can stay out longer. As I said, you always want to reapply it every couple of hours. Now, you're probably looking around the cupboard, looking around as you're watching this, thinking, oh, I've got some sunscreen from last year. So sunscreen does actually maintain its strength for at least 3 years. So if you've got some from last year, that's fine, but just check for an expiration date and check for changes in colour or consistency. And if it's in doubt, throw it out. I mean, I'm not saying do a sniff test on it like you would with milk, but definitely if it doesn't look right, throw it out and get a new one. Sunscreens are readily available and not too expensive. Now, one of the myths we'd like to bust is that about vitamin D and sunscreen. So vitamin D is slightly reduced by wearing sunscreen. So the natural production of vitamin D is slightly reduced, but that's where you then take a daily supplement or fortify your diet with vitamin D rich foods. So finally, if you do get sunburn, start treating it right away. Cool baths, moisturising with aloe vera, using after sun. We've recommended our Made for Salvation Balm as an after sun. It really does help to soothe sun-exposed areas, and it can and just generally using that process of cooling and moisturising can help to soothe those areas. So look, thank you so much for watching. That is a very quick rundown between the difference between mineral and chemical sunscreens. Stay sun safe, enjoy the great outdoors, take care of your skin, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family if you think it was useful. I'm Dr. Dhesi, and this is Vysana Life with sunscreens. So there we have it, another video newsletter. This week we were very much concentrating on sunscreens because it's important, the sun's coming out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Dhesi, and this is Vysana Life. Please do drop us some comments, and also anything else you'd like to know about or interested in. This week was more about skin, especially about sunscreens, but remember our mantra is mindfulness, menopause and medicine. We start with our skin and we work our way within for holistic health and health span. That's what it's all about, health span. So living long, living well and living healthily, and that's what we're here for, to provide that service through education. And if you do come to clinic and you are patients, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks very much for watching.